let's fix our 1000 points Epic Warpath army list problem. And with this said, welcome back. Unless you are new, then welcome. As we have already seen in the last video, I struggled a little bit to build smaller army lists. So we have tried out to build a 1000 point list, but ended up with our first 2000 points on Forge Fathers, and today I will try together with you to fix this problem, because as I have already said in the last video, when we start now with the game, and Epic Warpath is a fairly new game, we will maybe start out with games like 1000 points and not 2000. And so, as we here see on the screen, I have a Forge Fathers list 1000, but points are 2000. And so I will first open the list and let's have a look what was the problem in the last video. And so you can check out also the last video where you can see the whole breakdown and the situation where we built this army list with 2000 points you see here. But for now, what I will say, we had started here with the 2000 points. The idea was to build a 1000 point starter army, and we ended up with this list here containing of in total 2 companies and a lot of different unit types. But you can, as I already mentioned, check out the creation of this list in the last video. I will link down below in the video description. So I think we go back here and start now our new 1000 points list with 1000 point limit, and we take the Forge Fathers and try to fix our problem. So what I have seen in the last video was that it is very hard with the points, the different unit costs, to build smaller armies. So it would be a great challenge now to try and fix this problem. So what I will do here, we start with our first company, and I think we will only have at 1000 point one company. Let's start with our HQ we needed. I go here for the Huskarl because on 1000 points with a 50 point HQ unit, I think this will be enough. And don't take the 70 point Forge Lord, but let's see if this is possible or we have to do something else later here with the list building. So I will start with the Huskarl, and what I already will do to fulfill our minimum units we need. For the troops we need 2 unit types. I also mentioned it in the last video, how to build an army in Epic Warpath. So if you don't know how this system works, go also and check out the video from last Friday. So I will start here again with 2 Steel Warrior units, and we have now 310 points used from our 1000, and now let's check out what we will do now. I will go the same route I think as in the last video with a heavy shooting support with 1 Sternhammer battle tank unit consisting of 3 vehicles. Let us add one of these units, and then let's see, Iron Ancestors, a little bit of walkers would be great on how the army will look on the battlefield. So let's just add this kind of units. And I think also we need a little bit more of infantry, and what I will be very interested in to use some close combat specific units. So the Torgarim, we also have 6 bases in our core army set, so let us add one of these units here, and also with the tracker APCs to transport them into combat. What we see here, we have a little army with 1 Huskarl in HQ, 2 Steel Warrior units on foot without transport, our Torgarim unit with transports, and for heavy support the Sternheimer battle tanks, and the Iron Ancestors. This is, when we look here, 980 points. So what we can see already, it is kind of possible to build an army list with 1000 points, but we have here 20 points left. We can now go up on the right side, on the left side, and check out the battlefield stratagems, and we don't have here any with 20 points. So we can check out some of this more expensive one, but I don't think I would use any of this here for a only 1000 point list. I would be more interested to use more units. And this is exactly the problem I had last week, where we started also with the concept, the idea to build a 1000 point list, but ended up very quickly with over 1000 points. And in the end, we had our first 2000 point list. Both of this, the list we will build here today, and also the other list from last video, I will build in the next weeks and will try this out on the battlefield, how they will work. But for now, here for the video, I would say let's close the battlefield stratagems for the moment and let's see what we can do instead here. I think I will go a little bit of another round now, because here the Steel Warrior units, we have two of them cost 130 points, and we have here also the Rakier unit. This is a too expensive unit, I would say, for 1000 points because of the Dragon Breath Flamers and the special rules. It is sure why they cost this much, but we also need for them, I think, also the tracker APCs to bring them into close combat or to bring them closer to the enemy to use their flamers. So this wouldn't be a great choice for our army list. But what we also have, we don't need this much troops. We have the Steel Warrior units and also the Torgarims. Let's just try something else. We will delete one of the Steel Warrior units. This brings us down to 850 points. We have the Huskal, one Steel Warrior units, the Torgarim for close combat in the transports, one Iron Ancestor units, and the Sternheimer battle tanks for fire support. What I will here add now, instead of the Steel Warriors, we will go for a specialist unit, I think, and I will use the Forge Guard. They have a better armor rating. Let's check them out. They have here, they shoot the same, better assault rating as the Steel Warriors with 5+ and a better armor. So I will add this unit here as specialist unit for 225 points instead of the Rakier unit with 155 points. But we also see here we exceeded now our 1000 points limit by 75 points. So what can we do here? I think in this case the Iron Ancestors are quite expensive. With here they are with 200 points, but we have also the Halter half-tracks with 120 points. So we will add one of these units. Let's check out both units a little bit. Movement is great on the Halter half-tracks. Shooting is both 5+, and assault, okay, sure, the walkers hit on 5+ and have a better armor, but cost more points. So we will add here, I think, let's try out this, the Halter half-tracks, and delete the Iron Ancestors. Okay, I think now we have our first really 1000 point list. We are here on 995 points. We have a Huskal unit in command as HQ. I have one Steel Warrior unit on foot, one Torgarim unit for close combat in the Traker APCs. Then the Forge Guard as the hard-hitting unit with the best armor. And a halter half-track unit, and also the Sternhammer battle tanks for fire support. Is there anything else we can do here? I don't think so. We have the half-tracks, steel warriors, so we have all we can take here, I think. But now I think what will finish up our list, there is nothing, as we can see here, with only 5 points. It would have a little bit less of points for a unit. So we'll let us go back to the battlefield stratagems and add here this quick thinking for 5 points. I think this would be a good take for our first list and save it. So here we have now our 1000 point list for our starting Forge Fathers army. What do you guys think? Is this a great army list? Have you tried out by yourself to build 1000 point lists in Epic Warpath? Or had you maybe the same struggle as I had with the Forge Fathers in specific to build lists with only 1000 points? But as we have seen now, after the struggle from the last video, we have now our first 1000 point list. And I think for a start, this is not a bad list. We have all we need. And the best thing is all of this is from our core army set. So if you start out with the Forge Fathers, you will all units here find in this one box. And I think this is also a great way to start with a new game. And we have a little bit of different unit types, so we can switch up a little bit with different things. We have units, infantry units on foot, we have transported infantry units, and also tanks. So I think this will be looking very good on the battlefield. But we will see in another video when I will start to finish this army and have all painted, and I will show you the result, how this army will look on the battlefield. Unless then, let us know what you think about this list and what your first idea were when you started to build Epic Warpath lists with here 1000 or maybe 1500 points.